We got it right, ladies and gentlemen. He is a dad. He is a musician. He is a songwriter. He's an outstanding volunteer. He's a member of the Insolent Willies, and we're going to talk about that. He's just an all-around great guy from Johnstown, New York. And today he's joining me with his son, Finnegan. Good morning, Bill Ackerbauer and his son, Finnegan. Good morning. Go ahead and wave to our audience. Finnegan, good morning.
Come on, Finn. Finn is a little grumpy this morning. He's not used to getting up this early. Neither am I.
Yeah, that's right. It's right. Yeah, but Finnegan's like...
I don't know why, but I think it's like not filming it.
Like, oh no! Yeah, people are watching it right now.
Oh,
no, it's not filming.
Right, we're watching on the laptop, and there's a delay between the screen that you're watching us live on and the feed that we're watching on the laptop.
That's right. I have that.
That's what the viewers.
So talk to that Joe, not that Joe.
I know.
How you doing, buddy? Hey, Finnegan, I like your shirt.
Oh, yeah. Can you read that?
That's pretty cool. Are you a genius? Finnegan, are you a genius? Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Hey, Bill, I think we're on to something. I think all of my guests should exit the show that way. Just promise me you're going to exit the show the same way. You have to follow your son on this.
I might hurt my back doing that.
Welcome back, Finnegan. That's classic. Good morning, Bill. How are you this morning?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
What's today, Thursday?
Today's Thursday. As a musician, for anybody, it's tough to remember what day. But as a musician, your schedule's all over the place, right?
Well, lately it has not been all over the place. Lately, my schedule has been get up, drink coffee, hang around the house, write songs, play music with Finn.
That's awesome.
Homeschooling with Finn.
That's awesome. Do you homeschool normally?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is not normal for us. Not at all.
Yeah, I was just curious because you might have heard me mention that I'm going to be bringing somebody on to talk about homeschooling and do a comparison to traditional teaching, and I think it's going to be an interesting show. So when you mentioned homeschooling, I was just curious there. But so, all right, now I mentioned Bill Ackerbauer is a dad, a musician, a writer, a volunteer. I mean, you incorporate music in a lot of things that you do. And I want to start off with, because this is what really caught my attention when we were talking about children's music. Mm-hmm. And you took advantage of this quarantine time, and I love it because you took advantage of it to stay home and write children's music, which is at a different course for you. I know the Insolent Willies, you do a lot of classic traditional music. Is children's music new?
Yeah, the Insolent Willies is an acoustic rock band. But I have three kids. Finn is the youngest. His two older brothers are teenagers. They're still in bed right now. But I've been playing music for kids ever since I've been a dad. So that's 18 years now.
And do you play? Do you play children's music like cover tunes? Children's music like Raffi and Tom Chapin and stuff like that.
Not much. There was a time when all the kids were asking for a Raffi song called "Down by the Bay."
Love it. Song. Love that song.
Where the watermelons grow. But the kids nowadays don't all know that like they used to 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So no, I don't especially try to like when I go to a school or when I play at a library for children. I don't necessarily do all the same stuff that all of those kinds of guys do.
Right.
I should mention that there is one particular performer out there who does music for kids and families named Dan Zanes, who I think he's been really inspirational to me because I love the songs that he chooses to play. He writes original material. His CDs are very I don't know, they're just full of variety and a lot of good energy. And so I've always enjoyed listening to that kind of stuff with Finn and his older brothers. So Dan, if you're looking for other children's music performers, Dan Zanes is one of the top guys out there in that field.
Yeah, yeah.
But he draws on traditions that go way back. Pete Seeger used to play for kids and put out albums of music for kids.
Right,
back
right.
in the 60s and 50s and 40s. And before him, Woody Guthrie did music for children.
Yeah.
And
Tom,
so
I used to listen to Tom Chapin with my son when he was like 3, 4, 5 years old. Harry Chapin's brother, and he put out a lot of good music. But of course, up in your neck of the woods, up in Fulton County, you've got Gary Van Slyke, who's
that's right.
He's a legend. He's a legend. I actually produced some music with Gary years ago, back in my studio days. But he's still doing it, right? Gary's still at it.
Yeah, I believe he is. And Gary and I have played together a couple of times. We've never practiced anything together, but there have been occasions where he'll show up at a place I'm playing, and he'll jump in, or I'll show up at a place he's playing, and I'll jump in for a song or two. It's always been a lot of fun. Yeah,
that is fun when musicians can find that camaraderie and just make it happen. Improv is awesome. So
right.
So you and Finnegan, okay, you got together during this quarantine time and you wrote a song called Chicken Milk.
That's right. Yeah.
Who came up with the name to that song?
Yeah, was that your idea or was that my idea?
I think kind of both are.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a collaboration.
So Finnegan, is there such and I should know the answer to this, but I really don't. Is there such a thing as chicken milk?
If you just buy random milk and put a label of chicken milk on it, technically yes.
That's what we did, right?
That's an amazing answer. So technically, yes, there's chicken milk. Just change the label.
Right. Well, chicken milk is a mysterious substance, Joe. It really is.
Well, that's when you sent me the video, I thought to myself, and I didn't have time to Google it, and I said, I don't think chickens put out milk.
No, chickens are not mammals.
You had me going there for a second.
After we wrote the song and made the video, I Googled it to see if anybody else had done anything involving that phrase, chicken milk. And it turns out that up in Canada, people refer to eggnog as chicken milk, which I guess makes sense because what's eggnog? It's like a mixture of eggs and milk, right?
Yeah.
People drink around the holidays.
Yeah, yeah.
And up in Canada, they call it chicken milk.
It totally.
But, our song has nothing to do with eggnog. It's a novelty song.
So who wrote Finnegan? Did you help write the words to this song?
He did.
He did.
Yeah. Good answer too.
Do you play an instrument, Finnegan?
I have an instrument.
What do you have?
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get it.
He's going to go get it. Oh, he's going to go get something. Okay.
I love having kids on the show because it's so random. So, do you teach music? Like obviously, you have. Do you have other kids? Is Finnegan your only child?
Yeah, Finn is the youngest of 3 boys.
The youngest.
His brothers are teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his brothers plays music in the school band. He plays clarinet and saxophone. That's my son Carter, who's the middle child. Liam used to play the trumpet and percussion in the band, but now he's more of a sports guy.
Right. Okay. So Finnegan. That's a nice guitar. That's a guitar, right? No, wait. How many strings on that thing? Is that a ukulele?
That's a baritone ukulele.
Baritone. So that's larger because I thought it was like a guitar for a kid, you know. But then I only.
It's a little banged up. It's in rough shape.
That's
it's
good.
Probably not tuned up.
And there's this.
Oh yeah, it's held together with duct tape.
I love it.
That's had some hard usage over the years.
That's beautiful. So Finnegan, maybe you can tell me what Chicken Milk is about. The video. We're gonna play the video soon, so I want you to help me set it up. What is this song about?
What's it about?
All right. So, Bill.
I think you lost him.
I love that glazed look, though.
Are you a deer in the headlights?
That deer in the headlights. So, Bill, what is this? What is the song about?
It's a completely ridiculous song, meant to make people laugh. It's a tune for kids to tap their toes to. Chicken milk is a ridiculous concept, and all the lyrics are just on that theme of ridiculousness.
Ridiculousness. I like it. So why don't I do this? We have a lot of things we're going to talk about, but I'm going to play the song and then I'm going to come back to the two of you. For our listening audience, I'm sitting here with Bill Ackerbauer and his son Finnegan from Johnstown, New York, and we're talking about what it's like to stay home and write songs with your child during a time of quarantine. And they put together this funny song called Chicken Milk. So hold tight, and I'm going to go and we'll be right back. I'm going to play the song Chicken Milk right here on Wake Up to the Vibe.
Well, friends, if dairy is not your style, listen to my song a while. I've got a drink that'll make you smile. It's chicken milk. Oh, chicken milk is good for you. It'll make your cock-a-doodle-doo. It might turn your big old butt cheeks blue. It's chicken milk. If soy milk leaves you in a funk, oh, chicken milk is a slam dunk. It may or may not get you drunk. Chicken milk. Oh, chicken milk. Delicious. Hey, Finn, what do you like to drink?
Chicken milk.
What'd you say? I can't hear you.
Chicken milk.
You like chicken milk?
Chicken milk.
From Scalafalo to Benectady, it's a favorite of the bourgeoisie. It's a smellicatessen delicacy. It's chicken milk. If lactose tends to make you fart, well, switch to chicken if you're smart. A gosh darn liquid work of art, chicken milk. Oh, yeah, chicken milk. Well, whole or skim or 2%, it has a mildly gamey scent. It's endorsed by the president. It's chicken milk. Oh, chicken milk is good for you. It'll make your cock-a-doodle-doo. It's pasteurized in the Utica Zoo. Those chickens don't know how to moo. Throw some chicken milk in your face and don't mind the foul aftertaste. It's too cool for the human race. It just might come from outer space. Yeah, chicken milk is good for you. It'll make your cock-a-doodle-doo. Might turn your big old butt cheeks blue. Makes me want to play kazoo. Oh, chicken milk is good for you. It'll make you cock-a-doodle-doo. It might turn your big old butt cheeks blue. It's chicken milk. Yeah, chicken milk.
Chicken milk right here on Wake Up to the Vibe. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing. That's Bill Ackerbauer with his son Finnegan. Bill. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I ask myself, oh wait, hold on a second, something's going on here. Hold on. Hold on. Let's get rid of this. This is professional radio here, folks. Hold on a second. All right. Sometimes I ask myself in the morning, why do you do this? Why do you do what you do? And then I have moments like this. I'm laughing over here. I love it. If lactose makes you fart.
Switch to chicken if you're smart.
Switch to chicken if you're smart.
You're trying to entertain children. Fart jokes are definitely gold.
Listen, you just defined the reason why we're doing this show. The whole goal is to make people laugh and smile and start your day, and let's not get so caught up in the world's not ending. And man, Finnegan, thank you so much for making us all laugh and smile with that awesome song. That is
to say.
Who's that now? What's in your hand there, Finnegan? Who's that?
Ferret.
That's a stuffed ferret.
Ferret got a name?
Yeah, a stuffed animal. Does he have a name?
Yes, it's Ottery.
Ottery.
His name is Ottery?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love it. So Bill, you play multiple instruments. Were you doing the fiddle in that song?
Yeah. I'm mainly a guitar player. With my bands, the Insolent Willies and the Doghouse Carpenters, I play mainly guitar, but I do play a little bit of fiddle. I play a little bit of mandolin, play a little bit of banjo, harmonica, ukulele.
Just a few things.
So on Chicken Milk, on that song, I'm definitely playing the guitar, and there's a fiddle. I'm playing some fiddle in there. And I think if you listen closely, you can hear me banging on a tin can or some other little random percussion. When you're recording at home, you can just use whatever's around you.
Right. You look around. There's a can of soda that I haven't touched in a while.
Right.
That's beautiful. So how many children's songs do you have? We're going to be playing another one throughout the show in just a few minutes. But how many do you have?
Well, I don't know if I know off the top of my head how many I've written. Songs that are specifically for kids that I have written that I could perform if asked to. Maybe, I don't know, 15 or 20.
Oh, all right.
But probably over the 18 years that I've been a dad, I've written 100 goofy little ditties here and there, and most of them I've forgotten already.
Your top shelf, I'm being serious right now, your top shelf, have you thought about putting out a children's album and then going on tour to children's music, for some reason, they always gravitate to the libraries, right?
Yep. Schools, libraries. Yep. Daycare places and preschools. And I think, once we made the Chicken Milk song and put the video out there and it got a great response, that was what, 2 weeks ago, or was it 3 weeks ago? How long have we been in Corona lockdown? Seems like forever, but
probably months now.
Months. I think it's been like 5 weeks. It's a long time.
It feels like months. He says.
So I do have a day job, and I'm not completely out of work. I'm still collecting a paycheck, and I'm very thankful for that.
Right.
And I am, going into the office a little bit, but our staffing is reduced because, they're trying to minimize contact and whatnot. So I'm home a lot, and I've had a lot of free time. And I have decided to use a lot of my free time to write more children's songs and record more children's songs. And I am putting out an album. And it's going to be called Chicken Milk and Other Mysteries.
I love that.
At least that's the tentative title.
Yeah, no.
And I've got about a dozen songs recorded already, and I'll probably do 2 or 3 more before the thing is finished. I recruited a local artist, Janelle Krause, to do the artwork for the cover. Okay. If you're familiar with her work, you'll know that she does really great, colorful illustrations. Right. So I can't wait to see how that's going to come out. I'm pretty excited about this because it's something I've been meaning to do for years.
Well, I think the timing is everything for all things, right? I mean, maybe this time of quarantine has put you in a place where it's time to get it done. It's time to get it done and to hit the road, right? I mean, I'd say you're ready to go. That video was professional. I mean, that you're going to get millions of hits. Are you kidding? People need to know about this. That's why you're on Wake Up to the Vibe, because I know 800 people know about this now. So,
wow.
Let me, I want to show a picture, Bill, and I want you to explain this photo to me. So hold on one second. I'm going to see if I can get to it quickly.
What's this going to be, Finn?
No, that's all right. Now, this is a picture of a child holding up a guitar. Bill, is that you?
I can't see it.
It's the one that you sent me with you're holding up a guitar.
Yeah.
How old were you? You were like Finnegan's age.
Even younger, probably. I think I'm probably 2 or 3 years old in this picture.
Okay.
So that may be the first time I ever held a guitar. I certainly wasn't playing the guitar at that age, but yeah, I mean, I recognized the location as my grandmother's house in Johnstown, and I don't have any memory of that.
Right.
But I think my mom found that picture and sent it, and gave it to me.
How old were you when you started actually taking it serious, or like did you take lessons when you were 5 years old? Or
I didn't really get into playing instruments until I started playing the harmonica, which wasn't until I was in college. So I was already in my late teens when I started playing the harmonica. That was my first real instrument. And then in my early 20s, I picked up the guitar. So I didn't get an early start playing instruments. I did start writing songs in the 4th grade.
Right.
I was writing little funny novelty songs. Where I would take the melody to an existing song and rewrite the words. I was a big fan of Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, is that right? No kidding.
Going back to when I was probably 10 or 12 years old, I was listening to him, and I got all of his albums, and I really loved what he was doing. Taking hit songs and changing them around and making them funny.
Yeah, and he made a lot of money doing it.
I used to listen to Dr. Demento's radio show. I don't know if you remember that program on the radio.
Yes,
Dr.
I do.
Demento. But that stuff, I probably spent way too much time and energy on that stuff when I was a kid.
Well, I could see, and take this as a compliment, I can see the Weird Al influence. Because Weird Al is funny. He's comical. I mean, the stuff he would do to a Michael Jackson song, he's just hilarious, right?
Yeah.
And then when you look at Chicken Milk, I mean, it's funny. So now we're going to play another song called the Stinky Feet Blues. Finnegan, was this like written after you? Was it? Who's got the stinky feet in the house?
No. It's like, I think it's like a really old song, and it was Dad and my brother upstairs.
Your brother, I won't name which brother, but I wrote that song years ago when one of his older brothers was little because he had stinky feet. Right.
It's all starting to make sense to me. All right. So do you want to, Finnegan, you want to send this song out to your brother with the stinky feet?
You want to dedicate it to somebody?
Yes, I'll dedicate it to Liam.
Oh, you just threw him under the bus.
Liam? Is that his name, Liam?
Because it is technically dedicated to him, because he is kind of the author of it.
We were trying to keep him anonymous.
He goes, technically. I love that.
I don't think he's on watching right now.
I'm going to go ahead and play this song. That's a perfect setup there. This is called Stinky Feet Blues by Bill and Finnegan Ackerbauer. Hang tight here, and we're going to go ahead and play this one here. This is good stuff. You're waking up to the vibe, ladies and gentlemen. This is called the Stinky Feet Blues.
Stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. I got stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. That's the reason I'm singing these low down stinky foot blues. Well, Well, my feet get so sweaty when I walk all the way into town. My feet get so sweaty when I walk all the way into town. Oh, people see me coming and they hold their noses and frown. I got stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. I got stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. That's the reason I'm singing these low-down stinky foot blues. Well, I don't want to shower and you can't get me into the bath. I don't want to shower and you can't get me into the bath. My feet are so stinky, don't know whether to cry or laugh. I got stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. I got stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. That's the reason I'm singing these low-down stinky foot blues. Well, my feet smell just like moldy cheese and skunky beer. My feet smell just like moldy cheese and skunky beer. That might be because I haven't washed them in a whole year. I got stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. I got stinky feet, you can smell them right through my shoes. That's the reason I'm singing these low-down stinky foot blues.
Waking up to the vibe. That's the Stinky Feet Blues, brought to you by Bill and Finnegan Ackerbauer. Bill, amazing. That's good stuff, man. Oh, hold on. There you go. That's good stuff. That is.
Thank you.
That's the stuff waking up to the vibe is made of right there. If you're not
It's
sitting,
another deeply philosophical piece of composition.
that's it. We're here to raise the bar, ladies and gentlemen, on your thought process throughout your morning. No, really, I think we've overcomplicated life, and this quarantine has brought us all back together, put us at our dinner table, our kitchen table, and that is exactly what we need, Bill. I'm being serious. You have a gift, my friend.
Well, thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
So my producer has joined us.
Finnegan, he cracks me up. This kid.
One of the songs that's going to go on this new album that I'm putting out is about a lawn gnome. So I've got a lawn gnome that I keep in my little studio at home. And it's not really much of a studio. It's just a room where I sit down and keep all my instruments and play and practice. So when I record, I like to imagine that I'm actually performing live for somebody. But when you're doing it at home and everybody else in the house is asleep and you're on your own, you got to have somebody to sing to. So this is the guy that I sing to. I set him up in front of me and I pretend that I've got an audience.
Listen, I want a quarantine at the Ackerbauer house, man. I mean, are you serious? I want to come back to New York and hang out with you right now. Oh my gosh! Listen, I know you're a big volunteer, and you know.
Well, I don't know. There are probably lots of people who do much more than I do, but I have been involved in the last 3 years or so in running the Johnstown Midsummer Concert Series.
Okay.
So that's a program that we've gotten some state funding for. Let's see. So we've had 2 seasons that have been quite successful, and we're planning our 3rd season. Who knows when this lockdown is going to end and if we're going to be able to have public gatherings in the summer.
Right.
But we did get another state grant this year, and I hope to be able to spend that money on some great bands that we want to bring to Johnstown to play in the park.
Yeah. Well,
So I'm crossing my fingers for that.
Well, first, and I am too. I mean, for you, for all the musicians, for all the nonprofits, for all the social events, we need to get back to normal as we once knew it to be. But I honestly hope, Bill, that when you get back to performing and when you get back to scheduling the acts for the outdoor events to benefit the library, I really hope there's going to be a show featuring you and your son and the songs of Chicken Milk and the Stinky Feet Blues. You have to put this stuff out there. It's that good. It's that good.
Yeah. So I had a little conversation online the other day with Sean Beebe, who runs the Second Wind Coffee Shop in Johnstown.
Right.
We're thinking about doing a little CD launch party there once, they can open for business and have people back in there. He's still open for business doing takeout, but
right.
People can't congregate there like they want to.
Yes.
Until we get the all clear, I guess, from the health officials.
Please keep me posted on stuff like that. Maybe we can do a live remote from Raleigh, North Carolina to Johnstown, New York. I mean, we
That
can
would be great.
We could buzz in and help push this stuff around the world. I mean, I've got listeners from in Texas and in California, and I mean, I'm playing an interview Monday with Dr. Katina from Sudan. I mean, I think that's probably the furthest the internet signal will reach, because it was a rough interview as far as like audio and video quality.
Sure.
But think about it, the Nuba Mountains in Sudan. I mean, and please tune in.
About as remote as you can get.
It's as remote as you can get. And please, if you could, I'm going to ask you for a favor to please share that post on your Facebook wall, the Heart of Nuba. Help me push that show, and all of our listeners and viewers, please help us push that event on Monday, because it's very important to the world. I'm not, as a broadcaster and a show host, I want as many followers as possible and grow your audience, right?
Yeah, he really does deserve a lot of attention and credit for the work that he's done.
Yeah, he really does. He really does. Well, listen, how does do you have music for sale today?
Yeah, I have. About 3 years ago, I released a completely DIY kind of home recorded album of original stuff. It's called Discovery, which is the name of the title track. Mm-hmm. That's a song that I play with the Insolent Willies. And that's on Bandcamp. I had a short run of physical CDs made up, and they're all sold out now. But that's still available on it's on I think it's on iTunes. Just Google my name, you'll find it.
Right, and I'll
put a link to my website in the comments if.
What's your website? What is your website?
Yeah, it's just smokinbill.weebly.com.
Smokin' Bill.
Yeah, that's an old name that has kind of stuck with me since my college days.
Where did the name the Insolent Willies come from?
Oh boy, I don't know if I can answer that in any kind of interesting way. The Insolent Willies right now are mainly myself and a guy from Fultonville, New York named Frank Pullen, and a guy from Amsterdam, New York, that you probably know, Paul Gavery.
Paul Gavery, absolutely.
Yeah. And the three of us, we also play occasionally with a drummer named Dave Morris. But so the Insolent Willies kind of came out of a band that Frank and I used to be in called Junk Rocket.
Okay.
which you can tell from that name that was not a very serious band. So Junk Rocket crashed and burned, but Frank and I decided to carry on, and we created a new group and called it the Insolent Willies.
Right.
I don't know, maybe partly because my name is Bill. I I don't know, just a
Smoking Bill.
We wanted something unique.
I love it. Hey, listen, this has been a fun morning. I really want to thank you for being a part of Wake Up to the Vibe. This is good stuff.
Thank you.
I looked forward to this, and thanks for all your support. And if there's anything I can do for you and for the music and the volunteer efforts that you're doing, we encourage all musicians to volunteer. We encourage everybody. I was actually saying it yesterday on the show. Wouldn't it be cool if we all came out of this quarantine as volunteers? That would be cool. So Finnegan, hey buddy, thanks for jumping in today. We really appreciate
your
it.
xylophone?
You gonna play that thing for us?
Let it rip.
How's that gonna feel through my headphones? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, come on. You know you want to.
You know you want to. Hey, listen, Ackerbauer, thank you so much for joining me here on the Wake Up to the Vibe. It's been a great pleasure.
We had a good time. Thanks, Joe.
All right, we're going to talk to you guys later. Take care. See you later, Finnegan.
Wave. Bye.
Take care, Bill.